Hello, my dear students, and the rest of the learners. Welcome to part 12 of a 95-part series of tutorials in object-oriented programming in C++. In this tutorial, I'm going to introduce the concept that we call encapsulation, which is one of the various concepts in object-oriented programming. My name is EMELISWAP, or you can simply call me EMELISWAP. What is encapsulation? Now, encapsulation is also called information hiding. Data encapsulation combines data and functions into a single unit called class. When using data encapsulation, data is not accessed directly. It is only accessible through the functions present inside the class. Data encapsulation enables the important concept of data hiding to be made possible. Encapsulation means that the data and the instructions for variable are wrapped up together and treated as a unit. The blueprints of these variables are called objects. For example, in the following example of a class definition, first name and admission number is data for student 1. So we have class definition there, where we have a class called student details. So that class is called student details. And this class has a private member or private members who are one, first name, which is of type character. So this is a private data member that can only be accessible through this class or in this class. And then we have another member who is also private called admission number of type integer. We also have a public member which can be accessible from outside this class. And this member is called getData. So this is a method. So this is a public method. And we also have another public method called showData. So this is a class definition. It has two private members who are data field members, which are first name and admission number. And we have two other public members who are methods, which are getData method and showData method. Remember, when I speak about method, I'm simply referring to a function. So these are two functions of type void. So void function called getData and void function called showData. So in object-oriented programming, we don't call them functions. We call them methods. So it is void getData method and void showData method. All these data and variables together are said to be encapsulated through a process called encapsulation. Again, data encapsulation means that there is a very close attachment between data items and the procedures or methods. The procedures, who we call or we refer to as methods in object-oriented programming, are responsible for manipulating the data in order to reflect its behavior. The public interface, formed by the collections of messages understood by an object, completely defines how to use this object. The programs that want to manipulate an object only have to be concerned about which messages their objects understands and do not have to worry about how those tasks are achieved, nor the internal structure of the object. The wrapping of data and the functions into a single unit called a class is known as encapsulation. In object-oriented programming, data is not accessible to the outside world, and only those functions which are wrapped in the class can access it. These functions provide an interface between the object's data and the program. This insulation of data from direct access by the program is called data hiding. The values of the variables inside an object are private unless methods are written to pass that information outside the object. In object-oriented programming, the encapsulation is mainly achieved by creating classes. The classes expose public methods and properties. The class is a kind of a container or a capsule or a cell which encapsulates the set of methods, attributes, and properties to provide its intended functionalities to other classes. In that sense, encapsulation also allows a class to change its internal implementation without hurting the overall functioning of the system. Encapsulation binds data and methods together. Data hiding restricts sensitive data accessing the system. It is also achieved by using access modifiers. That is, private, protected, or public. Encapsulation only refers to a container which has data and its related functions. When an object's state and behavior are kept together, they are encapsulated. Encapsulation is therefore the process of holding together data members and method members in a single variable type called class. Encapsulation not only makes a class almost a self-contained entity, but it also protects the data from inadvertent processing by other functions independently written or methods of other classes. An example is where admission number and first name in the student details class are hidden from the programmer. So, to access the members, we code it as student1.firstname. That means for you to be able to access first name, you must pass through student1. Or for you to be able to access admission number, you must pass through student1. The client can send messages, but the client cannot change the bits in the object directly. And with that, we have come to the end of the introduction of the concept of this concept. You can now continue to part 13 of 95 so that you can gain some understanding or some insight on the next object-oriented programming concept that we call abstraction. Congratulations for learning part 12 of 95 on explanation of object-oriented programming concept that we have called encapsulation. You can access videos for the other parts in object-oriented programming series, as well as other computer or ICT videos by clicking or tapping on the EMELISWAP ICT YouTube channel below this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel by tapping on subscribe button below this video in YouTube if it's not currently reading as subscribed. For any further correspondence, kindly write it to us through the email emeliswap@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening to me, and God bless.